Greetings, incredible LTDE 4302 students. Welcome to Module Week 2 of Specialized Instructional Strategies. In this module, we will explore the role of assistive technology in education. You will have the opportunity to examine the wide range of assistive technologies available to support students with disabilities. Through case studies and practical examples, you will evaluate the effectiveness of these tools in enhancing learning experiences and increasing accessibility for all learners. You will also have the opportunity to explore how to select and integrate appropriate assistive technologies for diverse learners. You will want to take time to very carefully review the websites as well as the videos that are available in this week's Learning Resources folder. We also have Discussion Board Forum 2, which is entitled Evaluating the Role of Assistive Technology in Education. Through this particular discussion board forum, you will have the opportunity to explore the role of assistive technology in education, and you will also critically examine its impact on providing equitable access to learning for all students, particularly those with disabilities or learning challenges. As future instructional designers, it is so very important that you understand how to effectively incorporate assistive technologies into instructional materials and environments. This makes learning more inclusive, and it also makes learning experiences more effective. This discussion will allow you to evaluate the benefits, challenges, and considerations of using assistive technology in education. As you will find with every week, the parameters for this week's discussion board forum include the word count for the initial thread, as well as the 2 replies. You'll want to carefully read through the parameters as a reminder before you engage in writing your initial thread, as well as your 2 replies. For the initial thread prompt, you'll want to consider the following. Assistive technology includes tools and devices designed to help individuals with disabilities or learning difficulties access learning content even more effectively. These tools can range from very simple tools like graphic organizers to more advanced technologies like speech-to-text software. In your initial post, please define what assistive technology is and provide 2 examples of assistive technologies commonly used in educational settings. Please also discuss the benefits of incorporating assistive technology into the classroom or online learning environments. And please carefully think about this question: how does assistive technology contribute to improving accessibility and engagement for students with disabilities? Also, please identify at least one challenge that instructors or instructional designers might face when integrating assistive technology into their lessons or courses. And then finally, before submitting your initial thread prompt, include a reflection on how you would incorporate assistive technology into your future instructional design work. What types of learners or situations would benefit the most from these technologies? And I again encourage you to think very carefully about your intended future professional endeavors. What ultimately do you hope to do as an instructional designer, and what type of environment do you hope to work in? As you think about that, I encourage you to tailor your responses to each of these points to reflect what you are hoping to do in the future so that this learning exercise can become even more applicable and effective and meaningful for you. After submitting your initial thread, please reply to at least 2 classmates and consider the following when replying. Do you agree with the principles your peer discussed, or do you have a different perspective? Why, if you have a different perspective, or why, if you agree? Also, can you think of examples from your personal experience or research that align with or challenge the principles mentioned in the initial posts? And then finally, what additional strategies or tips would you recommend to effectively implement assistive technology in learning experiences? Your initial thread is due by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and your 2 replies are due by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday of Module Week 2. Let's now explore your assessment opportunity for this week which is entitled Tech Enhanced Education, Exploring Specialized Instructional Strategies. As an aspiring instructional designer, it is crucial to recognize the transformative power of technology in education. This assignment is designed to help you explore and implement specialized instructional strategies that leverage technology to enhance learning experiences. By critically analyzing and applying current technological tools, you will develop a deeper understanding of how to create effective, learner-centered environments in both traditional and online settings. Once again, the work you do here should directly align with the real-world practices of instructional designers, allowing you to evaluate, select, and integrate technology that supports diverse learning needs, promotes engagement, and drives learner success. This particular assignment will involve creating a 7 to 10 slide narrated presentation exploring how technology can be integrated into instructional strategies to enhance learning. You will want to utilize PowerPoint, Google Slides, Canva, or another presentation tool to create your slide deck. Once you've created your slide deck, you will want to narrate it, and you will want to post the completed video that includes the slides with your narration to YouTube. In the event that you have not uploaded a video to YouTube previously, please explore this link, and you will want to be certain to select Public under Visibility in order that others will be able to view your video. As you submit this assignment, you will simply need to copy and paste your YouTube video URL into the assignment submission area. And as you can see here, additional instructions for this assignment are included through this document. This document provides you with step-by-step instructions for completing this assignment. The first step is to select a technology tool or platform. So this could be learning management systems, collaboration tools, multimedia tools, adaptive learning, etc. You will want to research the tool that you have chosen. You will want to think about its capabilities, and then you'll want to think about how it can be used in educational settings. Remember, you should be creating this presentation from the perspective of your future intended professional endeavors. And so if you will be working in a government agency, for example, or that's what you hope to do, then you would think about how it might be used in that government agency to enhance learning endeavors of the employees there. If you'll be working in a corporate setting, you would want to think about how this tool could be used in the corporate setting to enhance the learning experiences of the employees there. If you'll be thinking about instructional design from the perspective of a K-12 employee, someone, for example, who is a digital learning specialist or an instructional specialist or a curriculum coordinator, then you would want to think about how you might design this presentation to apply to that particular setting. Think about your intended audience for this presentation. If you believe that you will one day be working with college professors to design learning experiences for college students, then your audience might be college professors. So you'll want to think about not only the tool, but also the intended audience, and then the instructional strategy. Based on your selected tool, you will want to identify a specialized instructional strategy that enhances learning. This could include approaches such as flipped learning, gamification, project-based learning, or differentiated instruction. Once again, you'll want to consider the learner's needs, the course objectives. So think about, what course are you designing this for? Or what learning experience are you designing this for? What are the objectives that align with that particular course and learning experience? And then how the tool could support diverse learning styles. After you have taken time to reflect on these components of the presentation, you will want to actually begin designing the presentation itself. Again, you can use PowerPoint, Google Slides, Canva, or other presentation software of your choosing, and your presentation should highlight the following. First, an introduction to the tool. you will want to provide your audience with an overview of the chosen technology tool, its capabilities, and its application in educational settings. And again, think about the setting that you intend to work in. This does not have to be a K-12 educational setting. It does not have to be a university setting. It might be a corporate setting, or it might be a government agency or a nonprofit organization. But think about where you intend to work as an instructional designer and how this tool and then your instructional strategy might apply to that particular setting. Speaking of instructional strategy, you'll want to clearly describe the instructional strategy you have selected and how it integrates with the technology. For example, if you have selected a learning management system, such as Blackboard or Canvas, from there, you would then also want to describe an instructional strategy. So for example, in Blackboard or Canvas, you can create groups that facilitate collaborative learning experiences. So maybe your instructional strategy is a collaborative learning experience. You would then want to design a brief outline of a lesson or a module in approximately 5 to 7 slides that utilizes both the technology tool and the instructional strategy. So going back to the example that I mentioned just now, if you were to select, for example, an LMS such as Blackboard or Canvas, and you decided that you wanted to talk about collaborative learning as your instructional strategy, you would then want to design a lesson or a module that incorporates collaborative learning within the LMS that you have chosen, such as Blackboard or Canvas. And then you would want to think about learner engagement and assessment. Include how the technology will support student engagement and how assessments will be integrated. So going back to the example I just mentioned, you could talk about how you would use the LMS that you've chosen to facilitate collaborative learning experiences through setting up groups and what the groups would be tasked with designing and how you would assess what they have designed, for example, through a rubric. And then finally, you'll want to highlight the benefits and challenges. Think carefully about some benefits and challenges of using this tool and strategy, considering aspects like accessibility, learner engagement, and scalability. Can this be reproduced in future courses or in future learning endeavors? Is this something that is scalable, something that could be used in different ways or expanded over time? And then finally, in the last slides of the presentation, approximately 2 to 3 slides, you will want to provide a critical analysis of the effectiveness of the technology and the strategy that you chose in enhancing learner outcomes. Please also discuss how this strategy can improve student engagement in both face-to-face and online learning environments. Additionally, you will, of course, want to include citations and references. Please find at least 3 scholarly sources and include them in your presentation to support your analysis and claims. You will want to use in-text citations on the relevant slides and provide a final references slide formatted in APA style. As you submit, you will want to make sure, of course, that you have used slide presentation software. That includes 7 to 10 slides. You will want to make sure that you have a final reference slide with citations in APA format. The presentation, of course, should be clear, concise, and visually engaging with the appropriate use of images, text, and other media. And you will want to ensure that the content is organized logically and follows a coherent flow. Before submitting your finalized assignment, these are some questions you should consider. How well did you select a technology tool and instructional strategy that aligns with the needs of the learners and course objectives? Is your presentation well organized, visually appealing, and does it effectively communicate the integration of technology and instructional strategy? Are the slides clear and concise? And finally, does the presentation provide a thoughtful analysis of the technology's effectiveness? Does it discuss potential challenges and benefits in various learning environments? And of course, you will want to think very carefully about your scholarly sources. Are they effectively integrated into your presentation? Are in-text citations and references formatted correctly in APA style? And I will add, you will want to think very, very carefully about whether or not your finalized submission aligns with the criteria listed in the rubric. With this assignment and every other assignment in the course, it is incredibly important that even before you begin creating the assignment, you carefully review the criteria and the rubric and ensure that you have met all of the criteria with excellence in order to receive your desired grade on this assignment. Even more importantly, you want to address all of the criteria in the rubric with excellence because you want to be well prepared to be an effective instructional designer who impacts the lives of learners for the better and with excellence. I hope you enjoy creating this presentation over the coming week. I hope that you learn a great deal that can be directly applied to your future professional endeavors as an instructional designer. God bless you all and have a wonderful week ahead.